Hello and welcome to SmallCap Spotlight. I'm Richa Jain. In focus today is K SWAMY, one of India's largest integrated marketing companies with over 50 years of legacy and the only listed player in this space. Let's welcome on board the company's Group CFO, Mr. Rajeev Newar, as we uncover K SWAMY's transformation journey and what lies ahead. Thank you so much for joining us, Mr. Newar.
Thank you, Richa.
Yes,
it's
absolutely.
a pleasure to be a part of this conversation.
It's a pleasure to have you. To begin with, you've completed over 50 years as India's largest homegrown integrated marketing company. But can you tell us a little bit about the early days, about the establishment journey?
To be honest, Richa, it's 52 years, and it's been honestly a remarkable journey. It started way back in 1973. And the journey is built on long-term thinking, I would say, and institutional building, and not just short-term wins. We have worked for decades, a little over 5 decades, to build our foundation. And what actually started as a creative agency has now grown into a full-blown and a full-fledged integrated marketing services group. And this is what really sets us apart, because we are the only Indian company, and I repeat the word only Indian company, to have successfully and organically built marketing communication, full service market research, and customer data analytics at scale, all under one roof. And what this does is, Richa, it gives us a very unique positioning in the marketplace. How? Very simple. Because this multidiscipline strategy has helped us to broad base our revenue streams, has made the company inherently stable, as I would say, adaptable, and future ready. And we have not stopped at that. We are continuing to add new services under each of these streams. So all in all, I would say the foundation is strong. And if you allow me, I'm just going to share 2 lines in Hindi.
Yes,
Can I do that?
Yes, please.
So I would say, ना हम हवा से बिखरे, ना तूफानों से डरे, ना हम हवा से बिखरे, ना तूफानों से डरे, हमने बुनियाद ऐसी रखी जो वक्त के साथ खरी उतरे.
That is beautiful. I'm reminded of Ekla Cholo Re, as you say that. Yes, absolutely. Okay. So in what I would call a heavily competitive space, also considering the multitude of services that you offer, how do 52 years of client and media relationships translate into competitive advantage, let's say, against the global marketing giants?
Good question, Richa. The global firms, I would say that they have their own place, and we have carved out our own space. The global firms are generally known to be catering to or servicing the global clients, which is an extension of the global mandates. Our strength, we recognize that their strengths, and therefore our strength lies elsewhere. And how is that? Over the last 52 years, we have built deep, long-standing relationships with the large Indian corporate houses, with the public sector enterprises. We have a geographical footprint across the length and breadth of India in all relevant locations. And that makes us locally very relevant. And I don't think we stop there. I've already mentioned about those 3 key segments. But apart from that, we also got we have built strong domain expertise in areas such as pharma, healthcare, social and development communication, and various research-driven insights where I'm not sure whether our peer group is really focusing. So this gives us a sweet spot as well. More importantly, being Indians, we invest continuously, and I mean continuously, in understanding the Indian consumers, Indian regulators, the Indian media behavior, and the Indian market nuances. We are continuously investing in India. And all the above, cumulatively and collectively, makes us very competitive and very relevant. See, we recognize one thing: this is a core market. We are not an extension of a global mandate. As a result, we don't compete head on with the global giants, but we have created our own space and we dominate it. As they say, I remember of two more lines, if I can share that, which is, जहां भीड़ थी वहां पर हम भी गए, जहां भीड़ थी वहां पर भी हम गए, पर हमने वो रास्ता भी चुना जहां जो औरों को दिखा नहीं.
बिल्कुल.
So we did what others did, and we also did what others did not. And when these two things are put together, we have created our own space and our own sweet spot.
बिल्कुल मिस्टर नेवर, आई थिंक इससे बेटर समराइज नहीं हो सकता है कि आपने अपनी यूनिक स्पेस, यूनिक पोजिशनिंग कैसे क्रिएट करी है, एंड दैट्स वंडरफुल. But do you also think, and I mentioned earlier, you would be very proud, RK Swamy is the only listed integrated marketing company on the Indian exchanges. So do you think this positioning also helps you compete? And how does it, if it does?
I would say, good question. Like any company that is listed on the main board, I would say, has a unique positioning, Richa. Because as a listed company, we need to embrace a culture of openness, transparency. We need to have high levels of governance, high levels of compliance, something that need not be commonly common in our industry. And therefore, now that we are listed and we demonstrate these virtues and values, it gives us a unique position. It gives us a clear and meaningful advantage and respect in the marketplace. It's been a little over a year and a half, and I can tell you clients recognize and respect this. And our engagements with them suggest that they say that, they're dealing with an entity that is not only accountable to just clients, they're also accountable to the shareholders, to the regulators, to the society, and to the market. I think what listing has done for us is that it has built a level of trust and credibility that would be hard to replicate by an entity that is not listed. In that sense, obviously, having now that we are listed, we occupy a unique solo position in the Indian marketing ecosystem. And that itself is a powerful competitive advantage, I would say. Simply put, clients value this and view this immensely. In an industry that is built on trust, accountability, and transparency are our new key differentiators now, in addition to whatever I've mentioned earlier. So we have two new key differentiators added to our already existing differentiators. And as they say, लिस्टिंग के बाद सिर्फ नाम ही नहीं बदलता. लिस्टिंग के बाद सिर्फ नाम ही नहीं बदलता, लोगों का हम पर एतबार भी बढ़ जाता है.
बिल्कुल. एक्चुअली मैं कहने वाली थी, जैसी लिस्ट होते हैं, stakeholder expectations, all expectations change, especially in terms of accountability, governance, transparency that you also spoke about. So it's wonderful to hear about that. For those of our viewers who are unfamiliar, what does integrated marketing services actually deliver that standalone agencies can't?
Well, I'm not surprised that many of them may not be aware of the integrated marketing services or what it stands for. And that's because, again, it's not commonly common. So let me explain this differently. If you think of a consumer journey, right, from a client's point of view, the clients will need a marketing strategy, clients will need branding inputs, clients will need um, content to be created for an outreach program. Clients will need media engagement. They will need media research, market research. They will need customer data analytics. And all these touch various points of the consumer journey. Now, a standalone agency typically excel in one of these areas. But a client needs all of these. So a client would need to approach multiple entities to address the consumer journey holistically. Whereas when a company like RK Swamy offers all these services under a unified management, it offers what is called an integrated marketing services. So we are a one-stop shop. And as an integrated marketing service provider, we provide all these services under a unified framework. For us here, this integration, as I said, which is not commonly common, and also one of our differentiators, is not about scale. It's about alignment. So instead of working in silos, all these disciplines at our end, whether it is the content, which is the media, whether it's the market research or the customer data analytics, harmoniously collaborate at the start of every client engagement. And what does it result? It results in better decision making, sharper targeting, faster execution, stronger accountability, and better outcomes. If we coined a term called return on advertising money, in simple words, when you integrate these services and offer that in a harmonious way to a client, it is expected to give an improved return on advertising money. So integration ensures that every rupee spent on marketing is well spent with a measurable impact delivered across the consumer journey. So no part of the consumer journey is left unattended to or neglected. And therefore, it is from a client's perspective, it's a great advantage to have one company offering all services, start to end, that they would need for this consumer journey.
Absolutely, I could not agree more, Mr. Newar, because I have also worked in the advertising space for 13 years, and I realize what a one-stop shop such as RK Swamy, how powerful it becomes for a client, how targeted it becomes, and how beneficial it becomes. And like you rightly said, return on advertising money, that is the way it comes. So while that sounds great, I'm sure it comes with its own challenges. Would you mind telling us a little bit about the challenges you face on a day-to-day basis?
Sure. So, Richa, we are a service industry. And like any other service industry, we our challenges are familiar and continuous. Attracting the right talent, nurturing them, talent retention, motivating talent, and making them future ready. So that's common between us and the other service industries. But at the same time, the media, now this is very important, the media and the marketing landscape has become increasingly complex, fragmented, and fast moving. I repeat, increasingly complex, fragmented, and fast moving. Hence, you'll often hear me saying, complexity is the problem. Clarity is what the clients pay us for. Complexity is the problem. Clarity is what the clients pay us for. And for us at R.K. Swamy, we are, as business partners of our clients, we always want positive results for our clients. And this is a continuing challenge, but we are not really hassled. Why? Because, Richa, we are good at delivering.
It is quite honestly inspiring to hear the clarity with which R.K. Swamy works. With that, I will segue into our next segment, talking a little bit about your transformation journey. You're shifting from traditional agency work to becoming a strategic marketing partner. In your own words, what's driving this transformation?
So I think I'll continue from the answer, the previous response that I gave you. The market is very complex. Gone are the days when, while the industry may still call us an agency, we are less of an agent today. We are more of B2B. Because earlier there used to be one Doordarshan, fewer prints. And therefore, from a client's perspective, they really knew what to do, when to do, how to do. But as I said, because of the fragmentation, because of the complexity in the marketplace, because of the multiple channels, the marketplace has become very, very complex. And when you are facing this complexity, you need a thinker. So it's a need of the hour. The market needs a strategic marketing partner. It's not an option. It's a must. And because we have capabilities to deliver at every aspect of the consumer journey, I would say that we are very well positioned to deliver it. More so, we recognize wherever there are, nothing is constant, right? So we also need to constantly evolve. So we also recognize that over time that the market needs a few services which we need to probably sharpen or add to our services. So we recently introduced some of these. For example, the R.K. Swamy Center, the Center for Study of Indian Markets. It's a very deep study. It studies the Indian markets in depth. Many clients rely on that. It helps them to understand the market well. Then our brand and marketing consulting group, which we launched a couple of months ago. It's being received extremely well because consulting is an important element in marketing now. AI is a buzzword, and we have introduced a lot of AI-driven innovations. You need to have content across vernacular languages, across international languages, and these content have to be at scale. We have demonstrated our ability at some very high-profile events. And the list goes on. So I feel given the complexity that exists in the market, Richa, it's a no-brainer that the market needs a strategic marketing partner. And who better than us, who has these services under unified management? And can I share a secret?
Yes, please.
We have more ideas than people to execute them. So one by one, we'll bring them to the market. And maybe I'll repeat what I shared a while ago. Complexity is the problem. Clarity is what the clients pay us for. And I'll continue by saying that clients don't want agencies anymore. They want thinking partners. And we recognize that. We realize that. And for us, this is not just a shift. this is the path to a long-term this is a path to our long-term financial and professional success. It reflects a commitment to our clients and investors. And you will see more of us in that role hereafter.
Mr. Newar, I have no doubt, hearing you speak, that RK Swamy has not only always tried to move with the time. I think RK Swamy stays future ready, because you spoke about evolving, you spoke about the programs that you've launched. I would love to hear, and you touched upon AI, would love to hear about some of those investments. Is Varta, the customer experience center, a part of one of those investments, and what problems would that be solving for clients?
So while AI is a buzzword today, we had embraced AI long back. It's only the degree that is changing. That's one. What is Varta? Varta is basically, if I was to explain Varta in simple words, sometimes seeing is believing, but sometimes difficult to explain in words. But I would say it's an end-to-end customer experience solution. Varta is an advanced conversational AI ecosystem that we have developed. What does it do? It integrates automation, real-time support, and deep analytics to manage and enhance every customer interaction. Simple words, Varta helps clients to address two marketing issues. What are these two marketing issues? First, revenue growth and customer retention. That's a marketing challenge for many clients. I would say all the clients. So Varta helps address revenue growth and customer retention challenges to a large degree. B, it also addresses operational excellence and cost efficiency. Now, basically, Varta and these AI tools that we have developed are offered to clients through our services, a part of our services, to help them move from a intuitive or intuition-led decisions to data-backed decisions, which are, I would say, insight-driven, which basically helps them to improve both efficiencies and effectiveness. So basically, that's really what Varta is for us. And as far as the customer experience center is concerned, happy to share that we have expanded our capacity by almost 50% about 2 quarters ago. And we may have to expand even more in the quarters to come, because this is a service that really doesn't exist to the extent the country needs it. And so therefore, we see a huge potential for these services. And likewise, in our market research space, we have CATI, which also is something where we have almost doubled our capacity there. So both these will be relevant for us, because these are marketing infrastructure for the analytics and research business, and we are constantly investing in them. And AI is basically for us a tool. We had always embraced AI. It's only a degree which has shifted.
See, data is everything, and what better to have infrastructures based on that. So it's good to hear. Now, within this space, Mr. Newar, do you think subscription-based digital services are changing your business model? And what has the client response been to that?
Okay. We have, as I said initially, that we need to walk down the path where others are walking, and we also need to walk down a path which others have not even cited. I mentioned that. Continuing from that journey, I'll share something that very recently, maybe a week or 10 days ago, we launched what is called a digital video impact measurement service. और हमें लग रहा है वो थोड़ा हलचल मचा दिया है. Advertisers, which are the clients, are spending a lot of money on advertising and communication. And therefore, they are increasingly looking for accountability and proof of impact कि भाई हमने जो खर्चा किया है उसका कोई फायदा हुआ है कि नहीं हुआ है. Hence, when we publish this report, Digital Video Impact Measurement Service, the client response so far has been one of curiosity, some jaws dropped, and we see a very strong interest. Because, and why did we do this study, subscription-based study? Because measurement is no longer optional. It is the new currency of marketing, as marketing needs validation. So we see some very good prospects for this service. We intend to drive this in a very concerted manner. This is a market we will create and lead. We will do this in a systematic way, systematically one at a time. We have enough number of people working the market. So, well, we believe that the client response has been good. The report has been well received. It has created the interest that we anticipated. And all in all, I would say we are happy with the response it has generated, Richa.
So, Mr. Newar, we touched upon this earlier. In an ever-changing fast tech world now, can you share an example where AI or data analytics completely changed the outcome for a client campaign?
Okay, easy and a tough question. So I'll answer this a little differently. Okay. Asking for that one success story is like asking which drop of water quenched the thirst. So when you are thirsty and you're having a glass of water, and then asking which drop of water quenched the thirst. I'll tell you why am I giving this example is because the impact is cumulative. All the drops cumulatively quench the thirst. Okay. Now, AI and data doesn't change outcomes occasionally. It quietly changes them every single day. Okay, it changes every single day. It's a continuous impact. I'll perhaps also add that if you don't have data, or when we did not have data, we used to work on intuition, right? But in today's day and age, when you have data, intuition opens the door, but data decides how far you will walk in. So, whilst you will appreciate that we are subjected to client confidentiality, but to answer your question more specifically, I'll assure you that the shift is visible as data-led campaigns are known to have consistently outperformed what I call as instinctively led ones. And the most telling metric for us is the pace and the manner in which clients are adopting or embracing data analytics. Clients are increasingly choosing data analytics not because they're going with the herd mentality, because it works for them. Because we do it for our clients day in, day out. Therefore, the real question is not about highlighting that one campaign. The moot point is that clients that use data rarely go back. And the impact is over a period of time and continuous. So if you open our annual report, we have given some 30 cases without necessarily naming the client. 30 cases, success stories, which are recent, of the many, many success stories that we have had. That could also give you a good insight on what I'm speaking. And I will only conclude by saying that in today's marketing, intuition starts the conversation, data finishes it. So, but I can also tell you one thing that uh, it's difficult to highlight one instance because it's the activities that you do over a period of time that helps to reshape and reimagine any client's outputs.
100% agreed on boon boon se ghada bharta hai. But thank you anyway for showing us the impact of data and telling us a little about it. So with that, we'll now talk a little bit about our future outlook. My first question on that would be, in today's time, especially, the agency sector is facing headwinds. What keeps you optimistic about the Indian marketing services sector, where there are headwinds like shrinking ad spends and margin pressures, and how are you navigating these challenges?
Complexity always has a inversely proposed or a proportional impact on marketing spends, I would say. So that's one. See, the market out there is large. And we always refer to marketing spends by clients as a perennial river. So long as the clients exist, so long companies exist, they will need consumers, they need customers. And to attract, retain, engage customers, you will need to spend on marketing spends. And when this whole process becomes complex, your spends will have to be, can get fragmented, but it will continue have to be on, it will have to be meaningful. Let's put it this way. Now, so one thing is very clear that the market out there is large. Marketing spends are here to stay. They're like a perennial river. And we are not really, we don't believe that the market is shrinking, to be honest. It's getting fragmented. From our perspective, we need to work on our capabilities and our competence and keep engaging the clients with new offerings which are relevant for them. And therefore, continue with the wallet share or the market share that we intend to. Our goal, Richa, is to have a sustained double-digit growth. And we clearly want to operate in segments where the returns are expected to be meaningful. I've spoken about the existing offerings. I've spoken about our new offerings. We are in a good spot, honestly. At the same time, I also want to draw your attention to one very interesting fact, that there is a huge disruption happening out there due to M&A amongst the global peers. And this disruption could also throw up some good talent. And talent is an important is important for this business. And so this disruption out there could also throw up some good talent for her that we could take. See, we are here to play a long-term game. The Indian growth is real. Marketing spends are here to stay. The Indian market is growing. The market will create plenty of opportunities. I'll simply conclude by saying that we are not focused on managing quarters. I repeat, we are not focused on managing quarters. We are here to build decades.
Thank you for sharing a very interesting perspective. And keeping your share of wallet growth in mind, what are your biggest growth bets? Digital, analytics, consulting, or a mix of everything, but basically to understand which verticals excite you the most.
You know, a mother was asked, she had three children. One was a doctor, one was a lawyer, and one was in media like you. And she was asked, who's your favorite and who's likely to do better? Her candid response was that, all of them are educated, all of them are capable, all of them are long runway ahead of them. And so all are poised to grow. Likewise, whether you talk about our creative business or media or market research or customer data analytics, I'm saying that all are poised to grow. We are scaling on all fronts. There's an old saying, Richa, that when all engines are strong, you do not need to shut any of them. Let them run. So for us, we are not here to cherry pick because we see a long runway ahead of all of them. We see opportunities in front of all of them. We have people, dedicated teams engaging on all fronts. And that's the exciting part of our business. So when you ask me this question, a lot of people I know may end up by saying digital, etc. But for us, digital is all pervasive. Digital is there in content creation. For us, digital is there in um, market research. For us, digital is there is in analytics. So digital is there across. AI is there across. So I don't call digital as a segment. Our segments are three: basically content creation and creative content creation and media, full service market research, and customer data analytics. All the three businesses will keep embracing digital, will keep embracing AI. They have a long runway ahead of them. I don't see any challenges. I don't see anyone struggling. There, in your journey, you could limp here and there some points in time, but I think the long run, I'm not perturbed, not concerned. So, no favorites here. Love all of them. It's love all.
Love all. It's actually very inspiring to hear in the very comprehensive way R.K. Swami is going about this. It's really inspiring, Mr. Neva, to hear from you. Do you
Thank
think
you.
you spoke about a few sectors earlier? Do you think, if you want to break down the verticals, are they sectors or client categories that R.K. Swami is focusing on? BFSI, automotive, FMCG, and the likes, drilling down into for the future?
Richa, good question. If you were to analyze the spends across sectors, then I think the four key sectors that spend the most would be BFSI, automotive, FMCG, and health and pharma. These are the four sectors that spend quite a bit. We have deep domain knowledge across all of them, and we have dedicated teams focusing on each of these sectors. See, this business is to a large extent sector agnostic, to be honest. But when it comes to research, we could be sector specific. But if you look at our client portfolio, then BFS, we are very strong in BFSI. We are very strong in automotive. We are very strong in FMCG. In recent times, we have beefed up our capacity for pharma and healthcare as well. So we will hopefully see these sectors also contributing more meaningfully than what they are doing today in the months and quarters to come. We provide relevant services to all of them. If you see our works that are uploaded on our website, you will see what I mean. And I can only tell you one thing. If any client is thinking of serious marketing, I would urge them to think of R.K. Swami. because we have done some serious marketing stuff. And those marketing stuffs, some of them are there on our website as well. And the testimony of the fact is that most of our clients whom we deal with have continued to engage with us for decades, which means that we are doing something right for them. So the short answer is, Richa, we're in a good spot and very well positioned to cater all the sectors. But yes, there will be a higher focus on the few sectors simply because they are known to be spending more than the other sectors.
Noted. And for all our viewers and clients watching and listening to this, what does RK Swami look like 3 years from now as this transformation and vision plays out?
Well, 3 years from now, at least I know I'll have a few more gray hair. Uh, we'll all be 3 years older. But I still expect the company, by the way, this is my 34th year in the industry, not in this
Wow.
industry overall. And I still expect the company to be more vibrant and continue to innovate. That's how we are positioning the company to be. Um, we are focused on our new offerings. At the same time, we are also mindful of our existing offerings. In 3 years' time, we do expect, Richa, that our new offerings scale. They do well. They would have hopefully established themselves well. Um, that's a goal, and that's what we are executing. Um, some of these initiatives, like R.K. Swamy Center for Study of Indian Markets, a brand and marketing consulting group which provides the strategic consultancy to the various clients are ours. The various AI-driven innovations, Varta is just one of them, by the way. The various AI-driven innovations, content at scale in multiple over 30 plus languages. I think we are hoping that all of them, and we believe that all of them would have matured. They will contribute meaningfully. They will create a mark. I believe all the three segments are here to stay. As I mentioned earlier, that none of the segments are segments that we are even thinking of walking out. We are here to invest in each of the segments, and that's clearly reflected by the investments or recent investments we have made in each of the segments. And I feel that this culture of continuous innovations at RK Swamy would enable it to emerge as an even more vibrant leader with multiple revenue streams and healthy margins. So I see the future is, I'm hopeful the future is bright.
Thank you so much, Mr. Newar, for sharing the vision with such clarity and confidence. Who is the team who's helping you achieve this vision? Can you tell us a little bit about the leadership team?
So in this business, we have collectively over 3,000 warm bodies. But there is a leadership team, obviously. Obviously, what makes a difference is whether rubber hits the road. But leadership counts. And there's an old saying, Richa, that institutions grow when leadership grows from within. Institution grows when leadership grows from within. And so all I can say is that we have a very strong, homegrown leadership team, whether it's Sangeeta, whether it's Narsi, whether it's Neeraj, whether it's Praveen, whether it's Vijay. I continue to name them. They understand, they have been associated with this organization for a very, very, very long time because they're homegrown. So they understand the organization deeply. They understand the client very well. They bring in very deep capabilities. They lend stability to the organization, and the leadership strength, they provide the leadership strength that is required to grow the business and scale the business. All the leaders I'm talking about, individually and collectively, are deeply committed to building the next phase of RK Swami, which I just articulated uh, probably over the last half an hour or so.
It was a pleasure to chat with you today. Thank you so much, Mr. Rajeev Newar, for joining us, and wish you all the very best for your journey ahead.
Thank you, Richa. It was wonderful talking to you. All the best to you as well. Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you also to our viewers for tuning in. If you like this video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to Small Cap Spotlight for more such conversations.